Good evening, dear children. I hope you all are safe and well. Now, today we are going to start a new topic, that is basic accounting terms. That means the terminology about accounting we will discuss in this new chapter. Okay, so let's start. First one, that is business transactions. A business transaction is an economic event entered into by two parties that initiates the accounting process of recording it in books of account of an enterprise. It is a financial event expressed in terms of money which brings a change in financial position of an enterprise. About business transaction we have already discussed in our very first class. Okay, so, what is business transaction? A business transaction is an economic event which is entered into by two parties and that initiate the accounting process. What is the accounting process? First accounting process is to record all the business transactions. So, the business transactions initiate the activity of recording the business activities. Okay, in books of account, and it is financial event expressed in terms of money. That means whatever business activity is being conducted in an organization, that activity must be expressed in terms of money. Okay, and that activity change the financial position of an enterprise. Okay, now comes towards the another point, that is account. So what is account? In initial practice, the individual transactions of like nature are recorded, added and subtracted at one place. Such place is termed as an account. So what is account? Account is a place in which we record, we add, we subtract the nature of transactions. Okay? So that place is known as account, isn't it? Now comes towards the another point, that is capital. It refers to the amount invested by proprietor owner in the business enterprise. Amount may be in form of cash, goods or assets. So what is capital? Amount which is being invested by proprietor or owner into an organization, that amount is known as capital. Let's you want to start your business. In that condition, first of all you have to take one initiative. That initiative is to introduce some amount of money into the business. That amount is known as capital. Okay, so the amount may be in form of cash, goods or assets. I hope this is clear to you all. Now comes towards the drawing. Any cash or value of goods withdrawn by the owner for personal use or any private payments made out of business funds are called drawing. That means whatever money being withdrawn or goods withdrawn by proprietor or owner for their personal purpose. Personal purpose, that means proprietor's personal use. Okay. For that purpose, if proprietor withdrew or withdraw some amount of money from the business, that is known as drawing. Okay. Like if proprietor wants to pay the rent of his or her residence, then it's not related with the business, isn't it? In that condition, that amount which is being withdrawn by proprietor from the business is known as drawing. We can take another example also. If a proprietor withdraws some amount of money from business for paying their children's school fee, okay, that withdrawal also known as what, a drawing. I hope this is clear to you all. Now comes towards the liabilities. Liability means amount owed, that means payable by the business. Liability towards the owner of the business is termed as internal liability. On the other hand, liability towards the outsiders, that is other than the owners, is termed as external liability. Example, credit transactions and bank loan. So what is liability? Means amount owed by the business. That means a debt which is being taken by the business, and the business promises to pay that amount which is being borrowed by the business from outsiders or from the owners. So that amount is known as what? A liability. Liability towards owners of the business is termed as internal liability. Listen one thing, in accounting, business and businessman both are separate person in the eyes of law. I repeat, business and businessman both are separate person in the eyes of law. That means, as we know, we are the natural persons and our business is artificial person which is being created by law. Okay, so whatever amount provided by proprietor into the business has to pay that amount to the owner. Okay, so the liability or debt towards the owner is known as internal liability. On the other hand, liability towards the outsiders, that means if you have taken loan from the bank or whatever the credit transactions being performed into your business from your suppliers, so that liability you have to pay outsiders. Okay, so that liability is known as external liability. Now, liability is further classified into non-current liability and current liability. Listen carefully. What is non-current liability? Non-current liability is that liability which is payable after a period of more than a year from the end of accounting period. Example, long-term loans. That means a liability which takes time, more than a year. So that liability is known as long-term liabilities or non-current liability. Like you have taken a huge amount from bank to run your business and it is not possible to pay that much amount of debt in a 1 year. So you will pay that amount of debt more than a year. That may take time for 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, isn't it? So that liability is known as non-current liability. Okay. Now comes towards the current liability. Current liability is a liability which is payable within 12 months from the end of accounting period. Example, short-term loans, bills payable, etc. Okay, that means those liability which will take less than 12 months. Okay, that means in one accounting period, the business will pay their debts. That liability is known as current liability. Like a business has taken loan for 2 months, 3 months for particular purpose. After the completion of that particular months, business paid their amount of debt to the bank. So that liability is known as what? A current liability. I hope this is clear to you all. Now comes towards the another slide. Now comes towards the assets. Assets are the properties owned by an entity or enterprise. In other words, anything which will enable the firm to get economic benefit in future is an assets. Example, land, building, machinery, furniture, stock, etc. So what is assets? Assets are the properties which is being owned by the enterprise, owned or controlled by the enterprise. In other words, anything which is enabled by the firm to get economic benefit. That means the assets provides economic benefit to the firm or business, and it is having monetary value also. Okay, so what is assets? Assets are the properties which is being owned and controlled by the enterprise or an organization, and it provides the economic benefit which is having their monetary value also, isn't it? Like an example of assets are land, building, machinery, furniture, stock. These are the various examples of assets. Here, assets is also further classified into first one, that is non-current assets. Non-current assets refers to those assets which are held for long-term use in the business for the purpose of producing goods or services, are not meant for sale. Examples are fixed assets, non-current investments. So what is non-current assets? The non-current assets are the assets which provides benefits for long-term purpose, and it helps in producing goods and services for an organization. Now, non-current assets being categorized into fixed assets. So what is fixed assets? Fixed assets are those non-current assets of an enterprise which are held not to resell but with the purpose of with the purpose to increase its earning capacity. So what is fixed assets? Fixed assets are those assets which held by an enterprise for long-term purpose, like building, land, machinery, furniture. These are the various examples of fixed assets, and it helps in productions of goods and services for an organization. Here, fixed assets being also categorized into two types. First one, that is tangible assets, and second one, that is intangible assets. So tangible assets are those assets which have physical existence. I repeat, tangible assets are those assets which have physical existence or which can be seen and touched, such as building, plant, and furniture, machinery. Okay, so fixed assets being categorized into two types. First one, that is tangible assets, and second one, that is intangible assets. So the tangible assets are those assets which have their physical existence, and we can touch and see the assets like building, land, furniture, machinery. But what is intangible assets? So the intangible assets are those assets which do not have physical existence. That means that assets which do not have their physical existence और which cannot be seen or touched. अब आप लोग सोच रहे होंगे कि भाई ऐसा कौन एसेट्स होता है जिसको हम देख नहीं सकते या छू नहीं सकते. तो such as goodwill, computer software, patents are the various examples of intangible assets. Goodwill, that means a good name, a reputed name of an institution or organization is a intangible assets. Okay, so the various examples of intangible assets is goodwill, computer software, patents are various examples, and it is or it have not having its physical existence, or we cannot see or touch these assets, but it exists into an organization. I hope this is clear to you all. Now comes towards the another slide. Here the second non-current assets, and first one, that is non-current assets, and second one, that is current assets. So the current assets are those assets which held by an entity with the purpose of converting them into cash within a short period, that is 1 year, such as goods purchased with a purpose to resell and earn profit, or the another example is bills receivable. As we have already discussed that what is non-current assets, the assets which provides benefit for long period of time. But here the current assets are those assets which held by entity for the purpose of converting them into cash. Okay, so we can take an example of a stock which is being held by an enterprise for the purpose of resale. So what you do with that stock? You sell this stock to your customer, and in exchange of that goods you will take some amount of money from them. So this is a good example of current assets. Now comes towards the another point, that is receipts. Receipts is the amount received or receivable for selling assets, goods or services. That means a monetary value which is being received or receivable for selling assets, goods and services, that is known as receipt. That means a monetary value which will get by an enterprise after these all activities. So it is further classified into two types. First one is revenue receipt and second one, that is capital receipt. Now revenue receipt, it is this amount received or receivable in normal course of business, such as money obtained from sale of goods, commission or fee received for services rendered, etc. So what is revenue receipt? A receipt which we get in the normal course of business. That means a normal business activities which is being performed in an organization, through which we get the amount of money. That money is known as what? A revenue receipt. Like sale of goods and services, commission received or fee received into an organization. Okay, so these are the example of revenue receipt. Now comes towards the another one, that is capital receipt. It is the amount received or receivable against transactions which are not revenue in nature, such as amount received from sale of fixed assets or investment, amount received by way of loan, etc. So what are capital receipt? That means the amount received or receivable against which are not revenue in nature. That means those activities which are not concerned with day-to-day life of the business. Okay, such are when we sell our fixed assets. So under fixed assets, as we have already discussed, that building, land, furniture. So the selling of building, selling of land, selling of furniture, machinery is our daily activity? Not, no. So if we sell our machinery or furniture, then we get some amount of money. So that receipt is known as what? A capital receipt, isn't it? Or if we get some amount of loan from the banks, so this is also not a regular activity of the concern. That's why this receipt is also known as what? A capital receipt. I hope this is clear to you all. Now this is the end of this video. Write down these all points as we have already discussed, that business transactions, what is account, what is capital, drawing, liability. Under liability we have already discussed about the internal liability, external liability, and further categories of the liabilities are non-current liability and current liability. Also we have discussed about the assets, non-current assets, fixed assets, tangible and intangible, and current assets. Okay, and also at the last we have already discussed about the receipt, and receipt is also being further categorized into revenue receipt and capital receipt. So write down these all points in your notebook, revise it, because this is accounting terminology. Okay, with the help of these basic terminologies you will understand how to record the business transactions in books of accounts. So note down these all points and stay home, stay safe. Thanks for listening, and as always, God bless you all.